opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Amp2.tv presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on amp2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Hi, I'm Yolanda Santana, and welcome to Tell Us Your Biz. I'm with Allbits Tech. My company's been around since last year, and I'm with Allbits Tech. My company's been around since last year. We are an IT services company. We provide break fix, small and medium businesses, installing networks, upgrades, migrations, you name it. And my special guest today is Steve Gutman with Steve Prince. Hi, Steve.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Terrific, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Well, my name tells it all. My name's Steve Gutman. I'm originally from Chicago. I came to Florida via Dallas, and now I'm decided to move back into the print business, which I've been in actually for a very long time. Mm-hmm. But a year ago, I started my own little print company, and I'm using digital technology to build a business. And that's what interests me about this conversation, is that you're a technology person, and I've built several businesses, and this is the first one that I built from the technology platform up, rather than try to figure out how to do things technologically in other businesses. My first business, there were no computers.
Right.
We hand wrote orders. We sent salesmen out with a pad, a pen, and a business card, and telephone. That was high tech. And when I started this business about a year and a half ago, I spent almost 2 months just looking at technology, figuring out what software. I mean, hardware's there's not too many choices on hardware, but what software, what apps,
Mm-hmm.
How to integrate the different programs, and how to grow a business using technology. And so that's part of our business plan, part of our strategy.
Okay. So steveprince.com, that's the one you're talking about?
Yes, that's
Okay.
that's our website. Obviously, I have to start with a name. I thought that it was pretty descriptive. Small business. I'm not growing this into a huge business. It's going to stay small, controlled, and then, like I say, use of technology. In the old days, when I first got into the printing business, in fact, I was going to tell you a story. Do I have time to tell you a story?
Of course. Go for it.
When I first got in the print business, I had a younger person approach me and told me that if I would buy the computerized equipment for a T-shirt business, he could grow a T-shirt business into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. I said, sure, let's do it. And then he gave me a list of what we needed. It consisted of a Macintosh computer, a 19-inch monitor, which was the biggest monochrome monitor made, a scanner, a flatbed scanner, a TI printer, and 5 pieces of software. I had to get a business loan for $38,000 to buy that. And it had I don't even know how much memory we had. It had to be way less, like 256.
Mm-hmm.
And our hard drive, I'll never forget, our hard drive was 10 megs. And one of our benchmarks of growth was when we upgraded to a 20 meg hard drive. So that was a long time ago, and that was an interesting time because we had to learn how to use software. We had to learn how to convert files. We had to learn how to do a whole lot of different things that had never been done before. And now I can sit at a networking meeting, at a lunch in a restaurant. I can get an order from somebody that I've never talked to before, send it to the plant, have it produced and delivered the next day right from my telephone.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
It's awesome. Yes, exactly.
No more
So
door to
that's
door.
why it's great. The field you're in is fantastic, showing people how to do that.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so even though you're planning on keeping it small, why would someone come to you as opposed to like Vistaprint?
Well, that's a great question. In fact, Vistaprint not only was my model, but it was my inspiration to go into this business the way I'm going into it, because their model is real simple. It's let the customer do all the work, and we'll charge them for it, and we'll send them a product. And they use the loss leader, the $9.99 business card. But almost everybody that uses Vistaprint, actually today at lunch, I had a lady approach me and said, I used Vistaprint for this flyer, for this postcard, for this business card, and now I can't reprint them because they have all the artwork. And only they can do it, and their prices went up.
Right.
So we do that all the time. We always take other people's stuff, convert it into files and print it for usually a lot less than Vistaprint. So the reason people come to us is for personalized service, for very high quality, and for very competitive prices. If I end up being able to quote a customer, whether it's Vistaprint or any of the other online services, we're always going to be very competitive with them.
Okay.
And then you also have, a name and a face, somebody that you can call on if there is an issue. And, like every other business, there's issues come up.
Yeah.
That's not unusual.
It is nice to have a name and a face. I could tell you that. Everybody hates just having to talk to no-name person or computer and try to explain your situation. So that's awesome.
I was talking with somebody today about Amazon. He said he bought something from Amazon and never showed up. I said, you know what? I don't buy anything from Amazon because I don't know who I'm doing business with. And I'm old school. I'd rather touch and feel it, see it, decide whether it's for me, and then buy it.
Okay.
And there's some things you can do, some things you can't do that way. But like you say, knowing who you're doing business with is going to be a huge advantage. And so we stay local. However, the company that I work with that does all the digital print for me has 7 plants nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get a call, somebody goes to my website and I get a call from Los Angeles, heck, I can be really competitive there because the prices there are out of sight. I've got a plant right there in the LA area, and I can do business with folks,
Nice.
via the internet.
Okay. That's pretty nice. What is, like, if we had someone's listening right now and they wanted to send you some work, what's the best format?
Format for art files?
Yeah,
or
art files.
format?
Art files or document, whatever.
Well, we use all the standard formats, so people are familiar with PDF files.
Yeah.
Adobe Illustrator is one of the programs that the designers use. Photoshop, the designers use, so they can save into a JPEG, a PDF, a PNG, pretty much any one. It doesn't really matter to us. Well, we have a conversion program, which is really cool. So if we get a file, we even get files sometimes we can't even open.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get a file we can't read or we can't open, we put it through this conversion program, and it'll tell us what it is, and then we'll tell it what we want to convert it to. And very high percentage of the time, it converts very nicely, and we have perfectly good files.
That's an advantage because a lot of places, they will reject it. I'm sorry, if you don't fit these formats, we can't do it for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Vistaprint. If I download or upload something to Vistaprint and they don't like it, you're going to get a bad product.
Yeah.
Or no product.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So why'd you come back to Florida? Why Florida?
Why Florida? Well, I lived in Dallas for the last 30 years and raised my family there. And I guess it's going on 6 years ago now, I decided I was going to sell my business, sell my house, and move somewhere else. And that somewhere else at the time was going to be Hawaii, but that didn't work out. So I've been coming down here and had a residence down here for the last 30 years, so I figured I'll come down here full time, check it out. People don't believe me when I tell them I got away from Dallas because of the heat.
Especially with today's weather.
The heat's incredible there, and this time of year is very hot. So I decided I'd rather be somewhere near an ocean where you can cool down quickly and easily. I can golf year-round. I can do other things year-round that you can't do in other locations. So I came here to kind of enjoy life and work.
Okay. All right. Well, no one knows this as far as I know, but you have other businesses. What are your other businesses?
Well, my original business that I've had down here for several years is an industrial supply business, which we actually, it's a family business that we started in Chicago many, many years ago. And when we relocated down here, we reopened it down here. So we've been doing that since 2000 in South Florida.
Wow.
And then the other thing that I used to do when I lived in Dallas was provide inks and toners to businesses for the printers, copiers, fax machines back in the day, all-in-one machines, etc. So I have a background in that, and I got approached by a local businessman here who said, I want to grow that business. Can you help me, guide me, do that? So we actually incorporated a company. It's called Imprint Inks, IMPRINTINKS, and imprintinks.com is a website where folks can go look up the machine that they're using and find out what ink goes in it or what toner goes in it, or if they already know the ink or toner, they just put the number in there and it pulls up the item, gives them a price, and allows them to order online. So many of our customers we've never talked to, never met, they just go to the website, find what they need, place the order, pay for it. It gets shipped the very next day. Again, we have warehouses all over the country, so no matter where our business comes from, our clients are served very well, and the freight or the distribution costs are very reasonable.
Okay. Wow. It's pretty awesome. So you want to keep it small and local. You don't want to expand or grow past.
Well, I've done that. I've got a couple of sales reps, and if that works out and it does grow, there's options for doing that. But that's when I had my other businesses. That was my business plan, was to grow and turn it into a business that could be either sold or acquired. Both of my last two businesses were acquired by other companies. And my goal here was to have a fun company, a fun business, make friends, do business with people I like and that like me, and keep it manageable, but get it to a point where you can afford to do the things you want to do, and you can I guess what's the word? You can enjoy life a little bit more than when it's a daily struggle. So I'm trying to keep it from being a daily struggle.
Right. That's I think that's everybody's goal, is just to have some fun, make some money.
Well, this is a nice atmosphere down here because people are a lot more laid back. I mean, you still have your suit and ties, but again, my experience is in Chicago and Dallas, and there's a lot of hustle, a lot of bustle, and everybody's trying to one up the next person. And I'm just at a different place in my life where I don't really need to one-up the next person. I just want to help. Like you and I, when we met and had conversation about your business, I like to help other folks figure out their business and how they can do better at their business, because I've done a lot of the things that you haven't done yet. And so I like to offer advice and see if I can help people. And sometimes my advice is good, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps.
Definitely. Well, you're watching Tell Us Your Biz. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsor.
Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP, the number 2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
You are listening to Tell Us Your Business, where our invited guests share all the knowledge of their business and how important it is what they do in our community. If you want to be part of the conversation, call into the show at 888-565-1470 and tell us what's on your mind. Now, back to Tell Us Your Business.
Hi, welcome to Tell Us Your Biz. I'm Yolanda Santana. My company is All Bits Tech, which is an IT services company that provides computer break fix to network installations, implementations, migrations for small and medium businesses as well. You can find us at www.allbitstech.com, and you can also call us at 754-444-8309. My guest today on Tell Us Your Biz is Steve Gutman from Steve Prince. So
Thank you.
we were just talking about your business, and
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Twice today you said computer all breaks?
break fix.
Break fix. What is that?
You break, we fix.
Oh, I was thinking it was like a software or something.
No, so computers break down, and you call your IT person, whatever,
Right.
whoever it is that you call, and we come out and fix it.
Okay. Well, now that clarified it for me.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. What was your question?
So we were going to talk about your company a little bit more, Steve Prince, and what goes in with technology you use, inks, and that kind of thing.
Well, that's a really good question. I mean, it's not a super exciting business, but when I started in this business, everything was done on a press, and it was done with plates. And if you're doing color, you're doing color separations. And sometimes you didn't even do things in color because it's too expensive. I remember people would just do black and white business cards, black ink on white cards. That was as fancy as you wanted to get.
Yeah.
So what the technology has allowed us to do is, instead of offset presses, we're going to digital technology, which is really a fancy copy machine.
Mm-hmm.
So those old color copy machines just kept getting better and better, and the technology kept getting better and better, and the ability to go from ideas in your head to ideas on paper to electronic files to the machine has just compressed dramatically over the years. And so, like I said to you, I can sit at lunch and grab a file and send it to the equipment. But what that allows us to do is to provide really high quality print, higher quality than maybe 20 or 30 years ago. We couldn't even do that high quality of print with just the click of a mouse or the touch of a phone. And so what we promote in our business is digital print, digital color print versus offset print, which there's still a lot of offset print because that's the low-cost solution to high run rates. That some of the mail you get, the color things that come in your mail, they print just gazillions of those things, and they can still do that cheaper that way. But for small businesses, which is our target market, mid-sized businesses or businesses that are growing, the cost versus quality for digital print is really exceptional. So it allows your company, which is a small business, to have the same quality of marketing materials and display materials, even car wraps, as the big guys. Okay, so we can wrap a fleet of cars, and we can wrap one car, and you can have the same quality on both, and pretty much the same price point too, because of that technology. So that's our strategy, is to work with those business people that have limited or specific budgets to work with, and help them get the most they can get out of that budget, as far as both good quality and quantity. And we're also like a marketing company. I mean, folks want to get their name out. You want to get your company's name out. There's lots of ways to do it. But what we do is we advise folks what's the best way. You know, everybody knows what a business card is, but does everybody know how to use a retractable banner and where to use it and what, you know, where they should expend their time and their energy to get the word out and how they should do it. Another thing that we do technologically is we don't do social marketing per se, but we do email marketing
Really?
through an app that my phone just went off, even though I turned it off. An app that I discovered called Benchmark, and
Okay.
we build databases from the folks that we meet, and we keep in touch with them through email blasts. And it could be information about new products, it could be information about networking events, it could be information about trade shows. And we like to stay in touch with our customer base that way, and it's surprising the response you get because we are always putting out new and different information, and we get people say, well, we did one last week where we talked about labels. You know, I mean, printing, again, it's not high tech, but people don't always think about how you can use labels. So we put something out, and we got a lot of response about, can you do label for this product? Can you do label for that? And so we got quite a few inquiries, and that's an interesting way to do business that's really low to no cost at all, just doing email marketing.
Yeah, that's really really good advice.
Plus, I don't understand social marketing that well.
Yeah, well, there's people who specialize in that, so we can always outsource.
Absolutely. You
We
got,
don't have to, spend your time focusing on your business and give that to people who that's all they do, social media marketing.
I know.
So
That's a good one.
yeah,
That would be a good guest for you to have.
that would be. I'll have to find somebody. I
Make
think
a
I
note.
know someone already.
There you go.
But speaking of which, it sounds like you consult in printing and marketing. You don't have that on your card. You should put that on there.
That's a good idea. When I first started thinking about this business, I was actually thinking about consulting instead of printing. But I don't have a true training or background in that. And since I knew the printing industry, I thought that would be the smarter way to go. But yeah, consulting is interesting to me, except the person that you're consulting with has to want to be consulted. Some folks
That's true.
know what they need, know what they want, they come to you and they say, this is what I want. So I'm not going to consult with them. But you're right. For the folks that I have a client right now. She wanted to meet, visit. We had a cup of coffee, and she couldn't define her business. She didn't know what she wanted her logo to look like. So we sat there and we created it in a coffee shop. And she said, oh, I like this here, and I want that idea. I like these colors. And that was like 3-4 weeks ago. And we now have a main logo and a secondary logo for her business, which we're finalizing. And it came from nowhere.
Wow.
And we're at a point where she says, this is what I want, this is what I had in my head. So that's a lot of fun to do, and I enjoy it, but I'm not the creative juices behind that. We have graphic designers that work for us that we just feed the ideas into them, and they do the creative stuff. So you got to have those kinds of support people in your business to make your business work properly.
Definitely.
So we utilize graphic people, we utilize high-tech equipment, and once in a while we utilize a little bit of ingenuity to get things done correctly.
Okay. So, what's the strangest thing you print?
Strangest thing?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Let me think.
People wouldn't think to go to you for that.
Well, I purposely put much of what we print on the back of my card because it's funny. I named the company Steve Prints. Everybody looks at my shirt and says, I know your name's Steve, your printing business. And then they say, what do you print? And so the bottom of our logo says anything.
Anything.
So we do print. We print paper, plastic, metals like aluminum, vinyls, pretty much anything that can be done on a press,
Right.
a digital press. And one of the things that we did was we got a large format printer that we could print. Well, we put decals on jet airplanes for one of the local aircraft companies, and we could print a wall. We can print stuff put on your floor, and we can wrap cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats.
Wow.
It's incredible all the things
That
you
is
can wrap.
incredible.
So, pretty much unlimited as far as, if you can think it, we can ink it.
Nice. I like that one. So I would imagine the most common thing is business cards.
Business cards, postcards, door hangers, banners. Everybody needs those, and it's our bread and butter.
Okay.
And that's why we keep our costs down on those, and we make it a very effective tool for our clients.
Okay. Well, Steve, thank you for being my guest today. Do you want to tell people how they can reach you?
Yeah, it's really pretty simple. Steve Prince, so it could be by email, steve@steveprince.com. Our website, steveprince.com, www.steveprince.com. And our phone number is 561-571-2903. I see it right there on the monitor.
That's right.
561-571-2903. Give us a call.
Okay. Thank you for joining us at Tell Us Your Biz. My name is Yolanda Santana. I'm with All Bits Tech. You can find us at www.allbitstech.com, or you can call us at 754-444-8309. Again, thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.